like mobster name be? Like Arsonist Ashley? No.
No.
You don't put the
too
name in the gangster title, do you?
It sounds like a shitty title from like LA Noir or some shit.
You got like Johnny Loose Lips, and
But is his name really Johnny though?
And in Clamps?
Don't think so. Who's Clamps from?
Futurama?
Fuck, that's a shit
I'm
show.
gonna clamp him.
What do you mean it's a shit show?
Futurama is a shit show. It's a terrible show. And
It's
I hope
great.
the Simpsons is going to get cancelled soon now, so that's great news too, because that went to shit also.
Well, okay, Simpsons went to shit, but Futurama is always great.
No.
There's not a point
Not
where I was
always, but there's a lot of good episodes.
like, the dog episode, man.
Nope.
Like, I was so sad. Have you
All the
watched dog
memes.
episode?
It's giving us all the memes.
Well, the memes?
The memes, what? The blah, 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 what's his name?
Fry?
No,
Fry saying take my money?
Little Claw. Yeah, okay,
Shut up and
that's a
take my
known
money.
GIF. Yeah, that's a known GIF that everyone
The known
uses.
GIF, yep. Known GIF.
GIF?
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 GIF? GIF?
GIF?
My name Jeff.
Oh, no,
That
that just gives
classic
me like
GIF.
that just gives me like Nam flashbacks now saying my name is Jeff. Just gives me
It gives me
flashbacks.
flashbacks to last year is
to
where it gives me a
RTX.
flashback, yeah.
Yeah, when I met you all.
I don't know if you're doing the because you're remembering when you met us or because of the thing
The
we're hinting at.
incident.
And I will leave it to your imagination.
Incident.
The incident.
The incident.
Wow, wow.
How's your PC room looking these days? Is it still a hot mess?
What do you mean by hot mess? Like it's
Well, because like you tried to clean up a little bit when I was there, but I mean your cords were just still shit.
my cords are always going to be shit because I'm.
You're
always...
never gonna fix that. Like even after Tom a couple weeks ago did his thing, and then I
No.
did mine recently.
No, because for some reason I will have to redo the cords at some point, and
Because Ciaran likes his place to be a fire hazard.
well, it's not a fire hazard. There's there's a massive gap between the desk and the wall, which should technically make it easier for me to do cable management.
It should.
Technically. The thing is, I've attempted cable management in the past. It's like a toddler. I've attempted the cable management. I've turned around to grab something. I turn back and it's a mess again.
Yeah, but like I thought at minimum maybe you'd get inspired to at least go out buy some Velcro straps and tie a pile together. Because the difference between Velcro strapping them all together and not Velcro strapping them is at least you tried, you know?
But I remove lots of stuff and, I take stuff off and move it around. I've got to take my mouse.
Yeah, but it's like... So, when I've done all mine recently, I've left stuff that I might need to move not tied up. So, like,
okay.
my webcam,
Oh.
not tied up.
Welcome
PS4
to Pleasure
camera,
Explosion, the
not
new
tied
cable
up.
management podcast.
Well, I'm just saying, because I was just
Well,
looking around
no,
a second ago.
It's just there's judgment. You don't see it. Next time you come over or you come here, I'm just going to put a black sheet over all of it, so you can't.
It's even
see
more of a fire hazard.
Even more of a fire hazard.
Yeah, I was
And
about to
just-
say that doesn't sound great. Because I've been getting excited lately. Well, no, I've been having excitement and problems because I've got my AK racing chair coming. I'm
Right.
getting excited.
You
I'm
getting
getting
excited?
excited because I'm kind of color managing it. I'm color managing my setup currently. I've got this purple LED strip going around my desk. Looks nice.
Yeah.
I got my PC set to purple, so your taskbars are purple down below. Got this, purple backdrops. I've got like a Blade Runner 2049 background hat thing that's purple. Looks fucking awesome. Purple shooting off the back here. And then I've got my Razer green mouse and keyboard, which I'm like, no.
Can't you?
Usually
Don't
just
you have
get-
the ones you can change colours?
Nope. They're just stuck as green. Yep.
I know.
Well, I've set mine in green because green is my favourite colour. But I need to replace my mouse. I need to buy a Razer mouse. Because, A, my mouse is getting old. But B, it's also... I've had to, cut the... they have, fabric wrapped around the cable?
Yeah.
I had to, It
Sure.
was, at one point...
Ash
it
is
was,
I got a laptop over.
Oh, I got a
wireless
laptop.
Wireless mouse.
that
Yeah,
has
wireless mouse.
wireless mouse with my laptop that has 1 billion viruses on it. Yeah.
I formatted it. It's probably only got like 500,000.
Like half the
I
viruses.
literally opened his laptop and screamed. I was just like, yeah, no, this is bad. This is all bad.
Yeah.
Ash is literally that person whenever they went to a website and it's like, would you like to install our taskbar? He's like,
Yep. Yeah,
sure, why not?
thing. Come on in. Come on in to the
Ask
Ashley.
Jeeves, Yahoo, Google, fucking
Like,
whatever.
He doesn't see. He was getting annoyed that like the web pages were too small, but what he didn't realize was just he had like 20 taskbars that covered half the pages.
Why is 50% of my screen just toolbars? What do you got to say for yourself, Ash?
He's like a hoarder, but
Fake
but
news.
worse. Digital hoarder.
Digital order for taskbars.
I don't have that many. I don't have any taskbars.
Anymore
Oh,
because
No,
I
and-
removed them.
I had Norton. That was it.
You had like 4.
No.
There was 4.
You're imagining
installed.
another half Asian.
What is it about culture all of a sudden?
Well, if you've listened to this week's Platinum Explosion,
Yep.
Why is it all about culture?
I don't know.
we all know Asians love taskbars.
That's why they brought in communism, because they're like, you can only have 1 taskbar each. You can't have, after that you've got to kill the rest of your taskbars you have.
That's a deep gulp.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashley.
Nice. Nice one.
Actually,
yeah.
I didn't realize you were multicultural until we met your granddad.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, ah!
Wow.
He was a full side of culture.
Well, who'd have thunk it?
Yep.
Who'd have thunk it?
Who'd
No?
have thunk it? Ashley is truly screwed.
Yep.
So, Ash.
Yeah. Don't know where to go from here. You know that 47% of that poll said 3 to 4 days.
Why
3
did
to
this
4
poll
dates.
begin? I was
Let's
like,
talk
just
about this
minding
poll.
my own
Okay, let's
business.
talk about the poll. Hold on. We need to get set up. The poll is we put up a poll last night as of recording that was how was it worded, Ash?
How many dates do you need to go on before you can say you're dating someone?
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. My friend, yeah.
And
friend's
the
Kieran.
person I was asking for. No. The person I was asking for was Dylan, because Dylan wanted to know how many dates you'd have to go on before you could say someone was dating somebody.
Oh yeah.
Because you said that somebody was dating somebody, and it was only like the
Yeah,
second date.
because I was like, Kieran's fucking up so much shit lately. How long until he's got a Yoko Ono up in this bitch?
Yeah, pretty much.
God, as soon as I saw it, I was like, that's about me.
Who else is it about it?
And the funny thing for me was just that you then retweeted it, which is why I thought you were innocent and why I thought Dylan was the mastermind, because you retweeted it. And I'm like, wait, so it's definitely not about Ashley, so there's only really one person left, because Dylan's a hermit and Tom is pretty much married and Nick's definitely married.
I hear he is, yeah.
Yeah, well, currently.
Currently.
Apparently.
I think it's a
It's like
day to
something
day.
else that Stacey... Nicholas! Yeah, well, I think that's one of those times where if Stacey does something, the police just goes, oh, okay, fair enough. I understand. It happens. Just cool. Fill in this paperwork. We'll get rid of the body.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's quite how the police work, but
I think it might be. In some situations, it has
I'm
to
sure there's some sort of technicality.
my favorite part was Nick gave the most serious answer to that fucking
He
thing
did.
he's ever given to
He
anything in
did.
his life, I feel
He
like.
took it so seriously compared to anything else we've ever asked.
The 1,000,001 jokes with shitty jokes and terrible jokes we've said across content everywhere. And he has to be, everyone likes to call me the SJW. Guess what now, motherfucker? Coming in with the, well, what? You know what? It's really about when a man and a lady, or a man and a man, or a lady and a not lady, and whoever
you know what?
and whoever.
Combination of two people.
Whenever they feel comfortable, they can call themselves in a relationship. That's what it's about.
It
And you
just
can't
tells
set
me
amount of
that
days
if
on it.
I need advice out of any of you fucks, I'm going to Nick.
Yeah.
Don't go to me.
Nick might come across as big and rough
He's a
and
cuddler.
stuff. He's a big
You've been on more dates than I have.
I have. That's why I said if I need advice, I'll go to Nick.
Dylan was in a relationship for how long?
11 years.
Yeah, like relationship. Like it's like people say they're going on a vacation when really they're going to prison. You can't.
I have no advice.
You know, Dylan, as we discussed last time on Pleasure Explosion, or the time before. Probably last time. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Cause I
I
was
know.
on
Say
it.
the thing, and then we'll.
When
tell you when.
Dylan was not attracted to a woman immediately when she said something bad about a movie.
That's
Yep.
true. That was about 2 weeks
I think
ago.
she shit talked Quiet Place. Is that what happened?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's what happened.
Yep.
That's what happened? Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. Well, it's not my fault I judge people on their movie in tastes. I feel like that's normal.
Just
I feel like that's normal.
keep an eye on Dylan's movie reviews if you want to crack at Dylan. Just,
What is your favorite movie?
What's my favorite movie?
Yes.
Um,
Just whatever. It doesn't have to be a lock-in answer.
either
just like
no,
one
it's a
of,
cross between like Scott Pilgrim versus the World and Limitless, but I like Limitless just because I like the idea of that.
that's a really odd pick.
Limitless.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very odd pick. That's a very odd pick.
I don't know.
think I've
I
ever
was
heard
super
someone.
like obsessed with that when it first came out, and I love Bradley Cooper. It was
Look,
like
we all like drugs. It's fine.
no, but I like that
Understandable.
idea of just you.
But you like the idea of being smart? That's
Or
not
the idea of getting a pill and not having to work at becoming smart.
Yeah.
But just being able to see everything going on in the world at once, like just like, vroom, like you know it all. Your brain just clicks.
Yeah, but here's my point. You meet the most attractive lady in a bar, and you get talking, and she's just like, "Have you ever seen Limitless?" You're like, "Oh my god, yeah, Limitless." Hey, she's like, "I fucking hate that movie." What do you do?
I don't. For me, it's not movies is not the problem. For me, it's music that's the problem.
I feel like it's all related
It's all probably related.
It's
It's
all
all
because
kind of the same,
my
but it
life
is-
just revolves around
yeah.
pop culture and art stuff and whatever you want to categorize it all. It's just like my life revolves around
It's like
entertainment
on the Tinders,
shit.
right? It's like on the Tinders.
Tell me
where
about the Tinder.
it's-
Why are you pluralizing it?
The
Yeah,
Tinders.
tell me about the multiple Tinder
The
accounts you have.
Tinders. I've only
Yeah.
got one. Fuck.
You
It's
said
expensive.
You
to
said
pay for
Tinders,
Tinder.
so
It's expensive.
expensive.
Well, yeah, you gotta
pay for Tinder Go.
pay for Tinder Plus.
Make it a
Why?
plus.
It's just I don't know. Tinder like normal.
You get more
Tinder's
swipes.
Terrible. You get more swipes. You get to you get all these super likes.
Are they limiting the swipes?
Part of my super like is the charm, because I have.
I don't
this,
know this. So what's the super like do?
Super like is just like you get pushed to the top of their.
It's like you slide into their DMs.
matches, and then they it puts a star next to your name so they know that you super liked them. It's
I
really
feel like
like
that's the most creepy like.
Yeah,
It
that's
is.
like
It is kinda
super
creepy,
keno.
But I've changed
Too
over,
keno.
Too
I've
keen.
changed it over.
I'm paying
because-
money to talk to
So
you.
my Tinder profile has this list of just what I consider as living dangerously, and the top one is like super liking a girl I actually think is cute, and it's worked.
Can you
it's
tell me your
worked.
Tinder profile?
Sure. Let me open this up.
I need to know what it says. And
So it says.
uh-huh.
No, not there. There. Okay. So it says how to make yourself a Ciaran. 52% Neville Longbottom, 38% Sirius Black, 4% Harry Potter, and 6% Draco Malfoy. What I consider dangerous living. Super liking someone I actually think is cute. Walking at a medium pace with scissors. Walking barefoot through a floor covered in Lego. Making eye contact with someone across the room and smiling. Wait, this isn't the Domino's Find My Perfect Pizza app.
Oh. Oh God.
I
Say
can't-
something, Ash. Save
The
it.
problem is our disappointment can't be heard in audio form.
Well, you know what? The profile works.
That's the saddest part.
It works. I super like them. They're like, okay, how else do you like to live dangerously? And we talk.
How many
One of the-
pictures you got on there? The full amount.
I've got all six pictures.
What kind of pictures you got there? Selfies or what?
Well, I've got a couple of selfies. I got a picture with me and Greg Miller and Tim Geddes.
Okay, that's.
I got a
Yeah,
professionally taken
so
picture.
the mistaken
I've
for one of them. Yeah.
included a picture of me with my mum and dad's Great Dane. Got to have a dog in a picture.
Smart.
Is that one you
is
used to have
smart.
as your profile picture on Facebook?
Possibly.
Or one of those? I think I've seen it.
Possibly. Good chance it was. There's the picture I took for when I was at the airport because I was like, I actually look kind of good then.
Yep,
and
know
also
that
there's
one.
my Explosion Network picture there.
Fair enough. It's a professional looking
Yeah,
photo.
I was like, hey,
sure.
it's a good looking picture. It's black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That
no.
was not the original purpose.
Ash
Wait
is
till
just like, you're
Nick hears about this.
tarnishing the goodness. You're tarnishing it. So
Look,
the
I
other
don't
day-
know
the other
if
day
you're
I
listening,
got-
Nick. He's using your photo for dating, not for. the
Well,
exposure
I guess
network.
now that we're talking about it, it's technically content, so I guess that makes it okay.
It is content. Now
I
I'm
suppose
allowed
that's
to.
how you make everything official.
I got a message the other day that said, have you done anything you consider living dangerously lately? I answered, I sipped a hot chocolate without blowing on it to cool it down.
Did you respond after that?
No.
Or did they?
Hey, she said in the message.
Do you feel? Here's my question. Do you feel when you make your profile and you make it very obvious, like straight out the bat, you know, you're in with the Harry Potter references and stuff. You
Hey,
kind of
Harry Potter's like a freaking. It's a great thing to start with.
Mainstream.
Is it though?
No,
I
because
suppose.
people are like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I love Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
So
Harry
you don't feel like Harry Potter references are too down the like the geeky nerdy spectrum?
Well,
It's
I don't
fine.
really care. I'm kind of at the point where I'm not, I'm actually wanting somebody who likes me as a person. Not, I don't, in my dating life, I don't want to date, and then like 5 dates in or something when she's actually interested in me. That's when I like open Pandora's box of nerd shit and be like,
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
blah, blah, and it's also.
No.
Fun fact, being like, hey, I sometimes produce content for a gaming website is quite attractive, apparently. It works.
Have you really? Is that
Oh
a
my
go?
God, do you really? What's your website? And I give them the website, and they,
Does it look legit enough?
yeah, no, I think it looks
Yeah.
very legit. You know?
Is that where all our YouTube subscribers have come from?
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man.
Wasn't that God of War comp? It was.
Yeah,
How many of your business
Promoting on
cards have
Tinder.
you handed out on dates so far?
none, and I draw the line there. I will never hand out a business card on a date. Never. Not interested.
Cut
Not
to the
interested
future.
at all.
Oh, I seem to have misplaced my phone number. Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's right here on my business card.
business card I've got for you.
It's right here. But
Please,
you just got to
put
be.
this in your front bra pocket.
The thing is, you've got to make
Front
people
bra
laugh.
pocket?
Front bra pocket. They're making bras with pockets now.
I don't know, I think they just call it the tits.
The tits. The fucking. Isn't it the worst shit though? You probably get it all the time, and I understand they don't make women's clothes with pockets on it. We're the wrong podcast to discuss that, but it's one of the fucking grossest things in the world to get handed money that is
Literally happened to me yesterday.
like,
and I was
especially on a
thinking,
hot day
ew.
when you know that shit's sweaty.
Uh-huh.
Get handed money that they're like grabbing it out of their bra, and you're like, ew.
Girl came in. She did it the other day, and it was like, it wasn't even an unattractive girl. So it's not even about how attractive the girl
Yeah.
is. It doesn't
No.
make a difference.
No.
It's like
No.
super ugly, super hot, whatever. It really doesn't matter. She was fine, whatever.
Fine.
Still pulled it out. Like she wasn't whatever. She was fine, and then she like pulled it out, and I was like. That's a $10 note and a $5 note that's come out of your sweaty arm socket. Just pull that away while giving you an evil glare, I think.
I mean, it's just as bad the other way. You don't know where that money's been. What would
Yeah.
you want to put against?
That's
Your
exactly
body.
right. I have such a problem with people putting money in their mouth or like licking their fingers and then touching it and then like licking them again when they're like searching through, like flicking through all their $100 notes and shit. But people come in all the time with $20 note, $50 note, just hanging out of their
Thing
mouth.
is, it's not like it has the
disgusting.
same problem anymore. It's fucking plastic. Like it easily just
It's all old people usually is what the
fucking-
problem is. It's
they're-
old people.
them old people. They don't move with the times.
You must have this too, Ash.
Yeah.
You must have it worse, right? Because there's a
No,
percentage
it's
of
not.
old
It's
people.
not too bad. I don't get too many.
Like,
It's
there's
in a shopping
percentage of
centre,
old
and people don't want to pull stuff out of their bra.
Well,
I guess.
imagine that. Ugh. But
Yeah.
wait, Ash, is your place of work? Is it elderly accessible? Like, is it out of town? Is it like out of the
No,
suburb
there's
or whatever?
pretty a lot of elderly.
Oh, okay, so they
Yeah.
can walk there.
Yeah.
Because Dylan, at least, like, there's a good percentage of old people that
You don't have a car.
that can't drive or don't have a car, so they can't get to you.
There is an old people's home, 2-minute walk up the road.
So they walk in and buy
They do.
6-pack of Red Bull?
Yeah. Well, no, they buy a 6-pack of water. I don't know. Like, but,
Six-pack of water.
I've literally seen like a runaway old person like come like running, like kind of doing like the old like, I'm trying to escape. Oh, so you're gonna go down the road, and then like these 3 like dudes just come like like pelting like Forrest Gump down the road like after him, and then you saw like the old person like head over shoulder, see them coming like, oh fuck, and then they grabbed him like slowed down, like put their hands on the shoulders, and you could see him talking, and I'm just standing inside. This is like 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm just like watching, and you can tell they're like, okay, Mr. Blackman, we're going to turn you around. Like, now we're going to go back to the place, and you just got to go back. Oh, fuck off! You just got to go back to the place right now. We just got to take you back now. Fuck off! Put me out of my misery.
Dylan's just gonna be like, you know, when if Dylan goes into an old person's home, he's just gonna be that old person that doesn't want to interact with any of the other elders or elderly people. Just wants to sit in a comfy chair watching movies.
Probably.
Very Dylan.
Don't know if I'll live that long, but
This grandkid comes along. Well, Sonny, these are the good movies. Let's watch the raid together, and then we can record a podcast.
grandkid. Start
Yeah.
with kids first.
They might have, you know, medically enhanced you to lay eggs or something by then.
Maybe
Clones.
Just pop it up.
clones. Yeah, sure.
Would you like to clone yourself? We've already had this discussion.
Yeah, this has been discussed.
This is why I'd
It's
ask, but I'll take it back.
This could
I'm
be
pulling
someone's
it
first episode. You know,
back. I'm
It
pulling
could
it
be.
back. I'm pulling it
you
back.
got to think
No.
about all podcasts. It could
No.
be someone's first.
No.
Could be.
Would you have that's a new topic? Would you have Hitler's skull for some reason?
Nope.
Episode 31, by the way, would you clone your bone? Would you bone your clone?
Yeah, I remember it being a conversation about boning.
Yeah.
Yeah. The answer is no.
Because, of course, it was.
Okay, we need to talk about something else.
The
Top
answer is
5
no.
movies.
Nope, that's probably a thing that's happened. No, did he do top 5 movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Episode
think so.
32.
Oh, okay.
Ashley's
Okay.
on it. Ashley
Yeah.
is on it.
Well, you mentioned top movies before, so I was like going to mention which episode to find out what 2 movies from me and Dylan.
Watcha.
Top 5 with Nick, available fortnightly on explosionnetwork.com. Season 1 now airing.
There was an
Video
episode
games.
yesterday.
There was an episode yesterday. It was about
Top 5 stories. Top 5
The
stories
Panic.
with Paul
The
James
Panic.
from
I was on that episode.
Player2.net.
Have we
Thank
had-
you.
Well, thank
We
you.
haven't released an episode without me yet. Like, that show should be top 5 with Nick and Ciaran.
nah.
Nah.
Because, you know, put in the hard yards.
I mean, but Nick,
Everybody else was like, nah.
why
fuck
do you have
you,
to
Nick.
take Nick's glory?
Fuck
Why do you
you,
have to
Nick.
make it about you?
Well, I don't even have my own show to gloat about, so, you know.
No, you don't have a by episode weekly. I don't know what the correct term
What
is.
the fuck was the my episode?
You gotta fucking buy it. A fucking buy
Bye,
motherfucker.
bye.
Twice weekly show. Whatever.
I think twice weekly is a good
Yeah,
terminology
that's a
for
good,
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked the adventure that we
Not
took
like
to get
not
to
like
that.
Kieran can say fucking shit about using the right words.
What? I used
It's
to-
a multicultural seasonal show.
Well, you know, you'll get different viewpoints, different.
So I brought with me today to go over because this is what I was looking at earlier today because I was intrigued because of course today as of recording you can figure out what day it is by putting the facts together. Today, the mystery day, they Avengers Infinity War overtook The Force Awakens as the number 1
Whoop whoop.
opening weekend box office, which just
Is that
because the box-
globally or domestic in the US?
domestic.
Yeah. Okay.
But it had been a while, probably a good year and a half or 2 years since I'd actually gone and looked at what is the top box office overall movies. Because it's not something I look at too often. I usually just look at the weekend opening.
Because it doesn't update
Shit.
that often, would it?
No, so it's been a while since I've looked at it. I was looking at it today, and while I was looking at it, I was like, might be interesting to go over. What do you know what the number 1 movie of all time is?
Titanic?
Nope.
Avatar, isn't it?
Correct. Avatar.
Ah, that makes sense. It's another
Avatar is the number 1 highest grossing movie of all time with 2.788 trillion
It's amazing
dollars.
that still doesn't have sequels out.
It's
Because
going
he's
to,
shooting-
and
he's
it's going to
shooting
be.
6 of them.
They're all going to come year after year,
Yep.
annual.
No one's going to fucking care because he took too long making them.
Yeah.
That movie came
They'll
out
have
in
perfected
2000
the
and-
process, and they won't need Sam Worthington to act it anymore. They'll just keep CGIing him and everything.
Number 2 was Titanic,
Hey,
which I always find interesting because Titanic
That is.
released at a time when I was a child. The first time I ever watched Titanic was on free-to-air television, and I was probably like 12 or some shit. I don't know. And obviously I wasn't paying attention to the box office. But I'd like to imagine a world where a movie like Titanic in today's day and age could make that amount of money. It is ridiculous. Like, such a different age when you think about it. All the big movies now.
It's like if Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey was good. They would make that sort of money.
Well,
yeah.
those movies make money, I guess. Not that much, but it's not like they
Yeah.
they weren't
They didn't flop.
floppers. But it's just weird to think about it. Well, everything now that makes all the money is big blockbuster comic book movies
Yeah.
and a fucking a romance true story about a sinking ship, and Leonardo DiCaprio made that much money and was for the longest time up until Avatar the highest grossing
Yeah.
movie. I'm still like, that's a bit.
is
that's
it interesting
interesting.
that it's the same? Like James Cameron did both, correct?
Yeah.
So is it interesting that both of James Cameron? Like, is it just a coincidence?
Yeah, it is definitely a coincidence.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. It's just a coincidence, but I suppose it goes to prove he is a good director. I don't know.
Was a good director. He's gotten a bit batty.
Well,
Well,
hasn't
he's
made
going- why?
anything, so it's hard to say.
He hasn't made anything since Avatar.
Except
no, hold on.
documentaries
He
and
put
stuff.
out documentary, like underwater shit, whatever it was. But yeah, he hasn't put out anything. You can't say James Cameron's a bad director.
I can't say he's still a great director though.
Why?
Same thing as like, if somebody is a fighter and then they take 6 years off, but they were the best fighter in the world, you still wouldn't call them the best fighter in the world.
Well, I'm not trying to call him the best director in the world. I'm just trying to say he's a good director. I think looking at directors compared to fighters is different. There's not like
Yeah.
a heavyweight title belt being handed.
There's
There
no-
down.
could be.
there's no,
There could
peak.
be.
There's no peak. Yeah, it's just like you judge them on their overall
Okay. We'll
work.
see.
They
We'll
don't
see.
fall off a cliff.
You'll all come crawling back.
Yeah, Avatar
What?
2 will come out, and we'll say, no, James Cameron's not a good director.
Well, I'm not too excited about Avatar 2, but I mean, he did direct Aliens, Terminator 2, Ghost of the Abyss documentary, which was actually one of my favorite documentaries, Titanic, and then Avatar. But I mean, The Abyss, I forgot about.
Yeah.
True Lies.
True Lies, yeah.
Yeah. But Aliens plus Terminator 2, the best sequels of all time. Try and argue with that. Try and argue with me. Tell me there's two
I'm
better
not going to
sequels.
argue with you.
Better
I'm not going to argue
sequels?
about that.
Yeah, like best sequels to everything.
Dark
Anything.
Knight,
Is it a sequel though? Like, is it?
Yeah, it is a sequel. 'cause
technically.
I suppose technically. I don't know. Isn't it weird that my brain like kind of goes? That's
Separates
one
them?
big. That's one big part of a 3-part story.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas Terminator, I kind of separate for some reason.
I guess The Godfather 2, maybe.
Yeah. Sure. Have you watched The Godfather?
Yeah, I've watched The Godfathers.
I'm impressed.
God.
Yeah.
I'm
Normally Ash
impressed.
is like, nah, I didn't watch anything before I met you guys.
After we went through that shit on What Do You Want to Watch the other week, I
I
am
was just very
surprised.
unlucky.
Like, what made you watch The Godfather? Like, have you watched all of them?
Uni?
Uni?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't go to uni and I've watched them.
Yeah.
I'm just a proper film buff, you know. Don't need no teacher to tell me.
I didn't go to uni and I've watched them, so
Did you pay for them?
yeah.
Bullshit.
I definitely paid for it because that was at the time I wasn't downloading stuff. Yeah, no, I watched them when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I was, theatre kids. Fucking
Theatre kids.
Theatre kids watching random shit. I watched
Right.
Citizen Kane when I was like 16.
I haven't watched Citizen Kane.
We discussed this.
Yeah. It's on the list. What do you reckon the third highest grossing movie of all time is?
Third highest grossing movie of all time.
I want to say Avengers. or Black Panther. It's probably or Force Awakens.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Force Awakens.
Ah, okay.
One of my 5 answers was correct.
And since I forgot to give the number for Titanic, Titanic is 2.187 to Avatar's 2.788, so there's a huge gap there. And then Force Awakens is 2.068. So the gap between Titanic and Force Awakens isn't huge, but the gap between Avatar's just... The amount of money that movie made was
That 3D,
ridiculous.
Well, it was like the first time 3D was actually good. Like, it's the first time I can remember.
Should they take
I
the money
don't-
off for all the glasses they had to buy?
I
mean,
don't think... Yeah, I don't think it matters. I mean, it's like if you sell a car... and you want to judge cars being sold, do you take off all the extras that people purchase?
no, but if
you know, like the better.
Those numbers they do how many actual cars they sold, not the
Yeah, I
total value
suppose.
of the cars they sold.
Yeah, this is an argument that I've heard a lot about. Like,
should have
just show how many
ticket sale
tickets were
numbers,
sold. Yeah,
Because
tickets
if
sold
you're adding,
versus
if
money
you're adding
made.
like $3 a ticket,
Yeah,
adds up.
it adds up. But I mean, this is how they track it, so
Yep,
This
because it's more
how
impressive.
to do
they like it is more impressive, I suppose. But yeah, no, ticket sales would be a more interesting and legit way number to look at it, and it also helps with the whole inflation thing because Gone with the Wind is also in the list if you adjust for inflation. But I'm looking at the non-adjusted list, which doesn't have it on it. But if you adjust Gone with the Wind, it's like I think it's the highest still or the second highest. Like everyone in the world pretty much saw Gone with the Wind.
Because
for
there were
whatever
no
reason.
other movies.
Yeah, it's like all they had on at the cinema was Gone with the Wind. So the question now, of course, is Force Awakens 2.068. Do you think Infinity War, since it made a higher grossing weekend, overshoots that?
It's got a good start. Let's see how the momentum carries over.
Yeah,
Because I don't know. It depends if everybody just went and saw it, and like everybody who was wanting to see it went and saw it first weekend, and nobody's really waited. Depends.
I presume people will wait and go watch it, word of mouth for that movie. I already saw some people on Twitter being like, I wasn't really going to go watch it, but I'm actually going to catch up on the Marvel movies now so I can go see it since
Yeah,
everyone's talking
fair
about
enough.
it.
I heard
Yeah.
a colleague of mine say the same thing.
but then you got
Yeah.
other people going the other way. They've going, oh no, I got spoiled. I'm not going to go see it now.
Yeah, that's true.
I've also got to. I've got to go watch it again at some point.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't done a second viewing.
Well, that's obviously like a million people would have watched Star Wars Force Awakens multiple times. Like I
Yeah.
watched that movie
I
multiple
watched
times.
it
Yeah.
twice.
I watched it 3 times. So, and you got to think there's people out there that I think I saw people talking about watching it fucking upwards of 10 times.
Yep.
Force Awakens. So,
How
Do
many
you
weeks
think-
is it until Deadpool comes out?
it's out on the 16th.
16th, so it's
So,
only like 2 weeks.
2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Okay, that's not too bad then.
No, 2.5 weeks. That movie's not going to make the same amount, anywhere near the amount. of
No,
money.
it's
No.
not. I was just I was just wondering if it was going to be close enough to affect Avengers possible ticket sales. That's all.
Nah, Avengers will be towards the end of its
Yeah,
run
right.
after that
Yep.
point, and just hanging around in the cinema. Most chains will just drop it down to showing it a couple times a day and show Deadpool more.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? And I'll give you a hint. The fourth one is it is a movie of recent, last 10 years. Not Star Wars, not Marvel.
Inception?
Nope.
Nope.
Is it Jurassic World?
Correct.
Yeah.
Jurassic World. Jurassic World. In with 1.671. So pretty big gap between Star Wars and Jurassic World. But it is still interesting that Star Wars, bring back the franchise. Came out after years. Shots to number 3, highest time grossing. And then Jurassic World, dormant franchise, comes back out. Shoots to number 4 on the highest grossing. And then number 5. Want to guess what that is? It's a movie one of you have already said.
Avengers.
Correct.
Is it? Do you reckon there's going to be a time where you look back and this list is just like Star Wars and hero movies? And
That's my point.
Yeah.
Like it's
Probably.
kind of getting there. It's getting to a point where it's basically all big franchise films, be it Marvel or Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
There's nothing in here that's. It's like I suppose ticket price has gone up in the last 20 years, I think.
Yes, definitely.
So that helps. And then people are going to the cinema more, I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
because
There's more movies at the cinema to
there's
watch.
more movies out.
So people are seeing more movies, and while they're at those movies, they're seeing more trailers to movies, which might be prompting them to watch more movies in general. It's easier for people to get trailers, like with the internet.
The internet.
With the way it is, a trailer drops and it's trending on Twitter. There's morning talk shows talking about it. It's everywhere. You go on Facebook and it's just there for you to see just randomly. You don't even have to really look for it.
Because there's always a conversation about films, like people not going to the cinema enough, like pirating, ruining cinema. Everyone likes to argue that it's not. It's very easy to look at this and say, oh, fucking cinema's fun. But these are, of course, are all the big budget movies. The things that get affected are the smaller indie films or the B grade movie, have you. But so far, we've done the top 5. First movie is from the year 2009, second's 97, third's 2015, fourth 2015, and fifth 2012. Yep. Want to guess number 6?
Guess number 6?
Not a franchise we've talked about yet. It's a franchise I like.
Fate of the Furious.
Nope. Close.
Is it Fast 5?
Nope.
Is it in the Furious franchise?
Yes.
So it'd be the fourth one, right?
Nope.
No?
I
Number
can't believe you
7?
even picked the one. Yeah, 7. Why did 7?
Oh, because of Paul Walker's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to think. I thought it was 4 because 4 was it again where it returned after several years of being away. So I thought you were going to highlight that trend, but no, Paul Walker cocked it. So
Nope. Paul Walker carved
Wow.
Side story to this one, there's a show on Netflix. I watched the first episode of it. It's called like Fastest Cars or something, like Top Car, Fast Car or some shit. It's just like they get a whole bunch of people that build their own cars or some shit and like race them against each other. But one of the dudes in the first episode was the person who owned the car building place that lent the car out to the dude who was driving Paul Walker that day. And he was the first dude to arrive on scene when he died and shit. And he said it was messed up. I'm like, yeah, who'd have thought?
yeah. No,
Who'd have
definitely.
thought that would be fucking messed up?
Well, who'd have thunk it, everybody?
Interesting. Number 7. It's a franchise we've already talked about.
As in, it's already appeared on the list, or we've mentioned it when we
It's a franchise that's already on the list.
Black Panther.
Nope.
Star
Not
Wars.
yet.
Nope. It's from a year that has been featured twice on this list. 3 times already on this list.
3 times already on this list.
Yep.
So it's another superhero movie.
Yep.
No, go for it.
Yeah. I know
I
Civil
can't-
War.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think. It wouldn't be Civil War because it hasn't featured on the list.
Age of Ultron.
Oh.
Avengers.
Okay. What else was the same year? Force Awakens.
2015 was Force Awakens, Jurassic World,
World's
Furious 7, Age of Ultron.
Okay.
And so far, I'm just like, holy shit, the movie studios make a fuck ton of money. I think, though, because Avengers is obviously one studio, and then Force Awakens is different studio, kind of. Oh, no, depends if you want to look at it, Disney,
I'd look at them all as Disney
I guess.
because they end up with the money really at the end of it.
But, okay, so Age of
The
Ultron,
Furious is like Fast 7 is
Fast 7
Universal.
and Jurassic
And
World are the
Jurassic
same
World.
people, Universal though. But this is what I just realized that's funny is that because Avengers is number 7 and Force Awakens is number 3, I wouldn't do the math straight off my top of my head, but I don't know if you add Jurassic World plus Furious up, they might be more than those two together. So Universal might have made more money that year.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And then there's also wouldn't Titanic be Universal?
Paramount.
Oh, Paramount for both of the top two.
No, Avatar's Fox.
Okay, fair enough.
Dun dun dun. All right, let's do the last.
It was Fox.
Oh, yeah, it was Fox. This is true. Let's do the last 3. I'm gonna get the full top 10
the whole set.
Here. Yeah. Number 8. It is a new franchise and the finale to it.
Dark Knight Rises.
No.
How new are we talking? Like last 10 years?
Oh, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part. What? Did you really?
No, I didn't hate it. I disliked that it was in 2 parts.
I think it's one of the only movies that kind of did the 2-part thing okay.
I don't think you could have done that as one movie.
No, you couldn't have, but I just didn't like what they separated.
I remember going to the cinema, watching the first one, and I thought it was okay. I thought the ending didn't feel great. Like it just was.
It ended on a downer.
Yeah, it just ends on this downer, and it's like, okay, you got to wait a year. I'm like, okay.
Wow, I wonder what that's like.
But I already know what happens because I'd read the book, but it was still just like it seemed like a really weird place to end it with the cliffhanger.
Wow, I wonder what's that like.
And then I remember watching part 2, and it kind of made me like part 1 more because part 1 is this more somber, dramatic, sad movie with more about the performances than the action.
Now
I guess.
Think about it. I don't think I've ever watched the 2 parts like back to back.
You should watch them back to back because it's very much part 1 dramatic, lots of talking, talking, whatever you want to call it. Just you got the Ron and Hermione fight and all that kind of crap that goes down. You get one cool action sequence, which is the Gringotts bank, yeah. And then most of the rest of the stuff is just dramatic stuff. And then part 2 is, let's get the fuck in there, have epic ass duels, man. Voldemort, let's do it, son. Like, we're gonna go down. And that's a bit more action packed. But both movies are like 2.5 hours long, so it's a fairly packed afternoon of Harry Potter viewing for you. I started that Harry Potter game today, by the way, the mobile one.
Is it any good? I keep looking at it and I was like,
I'm not overly impressed so far. But I mean,
played
it's Harry
it
Potter.
when they were doing the beta or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it said it was going to wipe all my progress. I'm like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, really?
It didn't have a beta on iPhone, so I couldn't even give it a go. Dun dun. It's like, it was a bad at the time because I wanted to get on it because everyone was still talking about it. But then when I found out White Pills Progress, I'm like, well, I guess it saved me on that one.
Yeah.
But it's, some of the writing's hilarious. It's, part today, like, you get into the main hall. It's like, oh, you're a Gryffindor. I'm like, cool. And then Dumbledore does a speech and he's like, it's been a couple of years since the boy who lives survived, and he will attend school in a couple of years from now. But for now, enjoy school. And I'm like, okay, he would not say that. That is literally just telling the player, like, setting up in what the timeline.
You know, I always find amusing is that it blows people's mind that Harry Potter's set in the 90s.
Yeah.
When I tell them that, and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, Harry Potter's in the 90s. It's,
They do a few subtle things in the books and movies to make it seem like the 90s.
Yeah, I think the movies is very subtle. I don't think there's, like, because...
They're just kind of a timeless period.
Yeah, exactly. There's no, there's nothing that's
obvious,
very iconic except for, like, punk and grunge music and stuff like that. But
the clothes that they wear. Like the humans that you see on the street and stuff like that in the times when you see humans.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Jesus. My lord.
No, my name's Ciaran.
Jeebus.
Ciaran.
What do you reckon number 9 is? It's one that you've already said, someone here's already said a couple times.
Black Panther.
Black Panther is indeed number 9. Does this shock anyone?
Yes.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. It doesn't shock me because that movie went nuts because of just,
No, if you had told me before.
before it came out.
Now that
it
I've
came
seen
out,
it doesn't surprise me. Seeing how people
like
have
the
flocked to
aftermath
it.
and just the
Yeah.
people that were just raving about the movie.
9 out of 10, explosionnetwork.com.
Better than Infinity War, apparently.
Better than Infinity War.
Oh shit.
Not just off the numbers, but my general words that I just gave you.
Well, Infinity War's still got time, but I don't think it'll make it.
To
Which
make
is
it
sad.
into
That's
what?
something-
This top 10?
Oh, it's going to make it into that top.
It's going to make this into this top 10.
Are you
yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just got its opening weekend.
Well, I don't know.
It's going to make it into this top 10. You're gonna guess that place when we do the top 10. You're gonna, but I find Black Panther. I'm like, when that movie was coming out, I'm like, okay, I'm not excited for this. I think all the trailers look crap. I was nearly not gonna even bother going and watch it until like one of the last weeks because I just thought it looked absolutely terrible. And then I go and watch it, and I was very surprised, along with a bunch of other people, and then it proceeded to make a fuck ton of money. I think it's like the winning. Even if Infinity War makes $1 trillion, I would still consider Black Panther the ultimate win for Marvel this year. Just on
This year, yes. This year.
yeah, because you didn't need a big fight to sell Infinity War. It's just like that movie was going to come out, it was going to make a bunch of money. Doesn't really matter.
Look,
Black
it's
Panther,
had 10
though.
years of build.
Yeah,
Like, it's had 10 years of building up to it. I think it kind of had to do well. It'd be weird.
so it's like Black Panther could be the number 1 worldwide box office of all time by the end of the year, and I'd still be like, Black Panther was their huge success. Not financially, but like as in terms of story. But it is most impressive that it's in here in number 9. And it even says here that it's highlighted in gold, which means it's still playing in cinemas somewhere.
Yeah.
So it can still move up from the certain
And still at
place that
least
it's
one
in.
showing a day, I'm pretty sure.
Well, still at least one showing a day somewhere. Yeah, there you go. What do you think number 10 is? It is of a franchise that we have mentioned once before on this list.
I kind of want to stick with Lord of the Rings, but I feel like it's been knocked down too much. Poor Lord of the Rings.
Ash?
Is it The Dark Knight Rises? Or The Dark Knight?
No. Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Okay.
1.332.
It's impressive
So-
for such a divisive movie.
Still a lot of people went and saw it. I think because of how divisive it was, there was just a loss of multiple people going back to see it the second time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's probably the big difference between that and The Force Awakens, I
Yes.
feel like. Even though I still went and saw it 3 times. Because at this stage, I see every Star Wars movie 3 times. There's
tradition now.
Yeah, it's tradition. I have to go
Are
watch
you going to
it
go see
3 times.
Solo 3 times?
Well, actually, hold on. Let's put
How
it.
many
Let's put
times did you see
some.
Rogue One?
Are you going to say any major Star Wars movie?
Any
that
episode?
changed you?
I saw Rogue One twice.
Which I think is fair. I think if you watch the episodic ones 3 times and the
Yeah.
stories.
So I've currently set my thing as episodic 3 stories twice.
And
So
then
I
it-
do need to watch Han Solo twice.
Just depends if you like it or not. Whether
Well,
you
if
go
it's
see it.
absolutely shit, then I won't go see it twice. Even if it was
I think if it
okay,
was shit, you
I
would
would-
still put yourself through it. Again.
not if it was like
Because, no, there'd
Suicide
be
Squad
part of
shit.
you- There'd be part of you that would be like, maybe I'm overreacting.
Maybe there's some redeemable.
Maybe there's something redeemable. Maybe I'm just overreacting on my first viewing. You will go see it twice at least.
Most likely, except for if it was legit, just garbage.
No,
which
'cause I
it won't.
think
Which it
you're
won't be though.
such a
But that's the
Star
important
Wars
thing.
fan. I think you're such a Star Wars fan that you would talk yourself into seeing it again.
Yep. That sounds about right.
Possibly. All Around Explosion out
May
next
11th.
Friday. Next Friday?
Yes.
Next Friday.
10 days. 10 days from today.
There you go. Well, no.
Well, no.
The day of
sorry,
release.
Sorry,
8 days.
sorry. 10 days from the mystery day we recorded this.
You're
We
making it-
recorded May 1st.
Ashley, you ruined it.
Batman Day, I found out like halfway through the day.
Look, I'm going to be
Batman
honest.
Day?
Yeah.
With Han Solo, I'm getting more excited. I was kind of mediocre, and we'll talk about this more on All Around Explosion. But to give you a little tease, come listen to the podcast when it's out, everyone. A little bit of a tease. I was kind of just like, I knew it was coming soon. I wasn't all that amped about it, which was disappointing because it is a Star Wars movie. I start reading the Star Wars Last Shot book. Starts getting me a little bit more excited. Not because anything in there is like impressing me to like the movie more, but just because it's a little bit of Star Wars juices flowing through my brain, you know, kicking it into gear, going, yeah, Han, Lando, these are cool characters, I like them, they're cool. But that thing, and I mentioned this to Ash when we was talking last night after recording Platinum, was they put out that featurette trailer thing, and there's one moment in there when Lando says a line, and I'm like, I'm fucking sold. I'll watch the movie just for that line. I'll just watch it for that fucking Donald Glover does like the best Lando impression, I swear. The way he just delivers a line gave me shivers down my back. I'm like, yes, please give it to me. And I couldn't remember what it is then, and I still can't now, but it is something along the lines of like, is this scene and like Han says something like, I'm Han Solo, or I'll play you for whatever, and then Lando goes, I like this guy, and like kind of looks over his shoulders at the two dudes around him, but he has like the deepish kind of voice and everything he's dressed in. I'm like, yes, give it to me.
Part of me is like, when I see him just dressed, I'm like, you know what? I could just see Donald Glover wearing that in everyday life.
Yeah, he just put the cape on. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
That is the legit only difference. If if Lando had Tinder, you would have no chance in hell.
I know. He'd be so suave, so smooth.
Can you take a photo in a cape?
Smooth criminal.
Can
we have that?
Photo in a cape?
For Tinder, yeah. See if that improves.
Ashley, no.
So
I know. After Solo, you might be thinking otherwise.
No, actually.
Maybe.
There's a couple of things about me that even wearing a cape I couldn't pull off.
I could pull off a cape, I think.
No, you couldn't, Dylan.
I reckon I could.
Neither of you could.
I reckon I could pull off a cape.
Yeah, I think so.
Put this up as the next poll.
Everybody
Put
would
this
think
up
you're
as the
like the
next poll.
crazy guy, but
This is the next poll. Could Dylan pull off a cape?
I think people are just going to meme and say yes.
all right.
No, I want serious answer. Like put in brackets. Put in brackets. Serious answer. Brackets. Serious answer. Could Dylan
I don't think people are going to
pull off
serious.
a cape?
There's nothing serious about the question. Why would they?
There is a very serious question, Ciaran. People wear capes all the fucking time.
Who wears capes?
Like smooth criminal. Dun, 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 dun.
There's not even Michael Jackson wears a cape in that freaking music video.
I'm sure he's worn a cape in something.
Yeah.
No.
Put on my pajamas.
No.
I'm Batman.
Stop. Outro the goddamn show.
No, let's keep going about this cape.
There's one part left. All right, to wrap up the all-time box office thing, now going over the top 10, and with Avengers Infinity War probably going to make trillions of billions of dollars, where do you think it finishes in this list? If we're presuming it finishes somewhere in the top 10.
I'm going to guess fourth then.
You're going to go higher, say 2.
Ooh, 2.
Yeah. Wait, is it being released in China?
That's a good question, isn't it?
To
Let's
the internet.
Yeah. Infinity War China. Star Wars came out there like months later still. How much money would Infinity War have made if it opened in China too? Article. I don't know if that means it is eventually or it is in the moment. Wasn't delayed over the years. Most years become struggling to release. So Infinity War is opening there May 11th. The same day All Around Explosion's out. Hey. Yeah, so that number will get added to it. I am going with number 2 also. So that means where it's going to be Avatar, Avengers, Infinity War, Titanic, Force Awakens, and it will be knocking out The Last Jedi. Kieran's is putting it in at 4th, which would be Avatar, Titanic, Force Awakens, Infinity War, Jurassic World, Marvel's Avengers. Stay tuned to see who was right about not only the box office scores, but also if Dylan can pull off a cape. The more important question.
No, it's really not. It's just a no. Audience,
you-
you have a public service here to tell him no, he cannot pull off a cape.
If you'd like to hear about movie talk that isn't an hour about, or half an hour really, that isn't half an hour about just box office numbers, you can listen to our movie fortnightly podcast called What Do You Want to Watch? You can find that on explosionnetwork.com, where Ash leads the charge and breaks down the latest in movie news, trailers, TV shit, and other stuff when it happens maybe sometime. But he covers it by saying it's a media show. Oh, we did talk about the podcast once, didn't we? Did we talk about
we
the
talked
Wolverine
about the
thing?
Wolverine podcast.
Yeah, we talked about the... Yeah, so
we
we've done
talked
it once.
about Why Are We Here, the Rooster Teeth documentary, which you can only find online.
That's true.
That's not-
yeah, so
Have you
let's-
talked
let's
about
do things.
music yet, Ashley?
Yeah.
Music.
So we've
No.
done things.
You
I
need to
haven't-
do music.
I don't know
Get
if
Nick
I
to
can.
do a...
We're not doing music because
Apology.
you can't watch
Because you
it.
can't watch it.
No, but what I'm saying is, just,
If
get
there
Nick
was
to
like a
apologise
visual,
on the show
audio, musical...
to-
Have you watched the latest music video?
Why not? Why not? That'd be a quick one for the audience members.
Nope. I feel like that takes the slot of a better news story. But if you want to hear about movie
What
stuff,
if it's a
what do you
really
want to watch?
artistic one?
Ciaran, where can people follow you?
People can follow me on Twitter at your boy Ringo. And then come over to twitch.tv/Explosion Network, especially on Tuesdays and Fridays for early late nights.
Where he doesn't wear a cape. Ash, where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY. It's a thing.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Vivaladil, VIVALADIL. Feel free to tweet at me about how great you think I'd look like in a cape. If you're listening to this on Thursday, the poll's over, but you can see the results and they speak for themselves, I'm sure.
No,
What?
the poll doesn't start till Thursday.
Yeah, I'm not
No,
going
no.
to put it up till Thursday, I think.
The
Oh,
poll
okay.
doesn't start till Thursday.
If I remember.
Okay.
If Ash remembers.
I'm going to make you remember.
Yeah.
No.
Well, make sure to vote in the poll.
If the answer is yes, Dylan has to open a Tinder profile with the only picture being him wearing a cape. And we have to see how many likes he gets in that in like a week's time.
What? That's if he wins?
Yeah, if he wins. If people think he's so good looking in a cape, if he could pull it off.
You sound so jealous, Ciaran.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds so jealous. Oh, if he could pull it off. Like, oh.
Oh, Mr. Cape Wearer, wearing capes. I hope you get sucked into an aeroplane's engine.
Jesus Christ.
What kind of cape are we talking about? Like Superman cape or with the Lando cape with the
Lando
high
cape.
collar?
Lando cape.
With the collar.
Lando
That's
cape.
even worse.
Lando cape, because you can buy them now. I saw a Lando
Yeah.
cape the other day. I was like, I don't need it, but I want it.
So this is just fueling your...
So you're going to charge it to the Explosion Network account?
Look, as we proved earlier in this show, if the votes are all yes, I sure as fuck can. If you'd like to support my cape, my new cape obsession, you can head over to explosionnetwork.com, check out all the other content there. It doesn't really give us money that way, but it sure helps. If you want to give us money, go over to twitch.tv, subscribe there, or just tweet at me that you'd love to have a Patreon to give me money, at which stage, if I get enough of those messages, we might talk about it being an actual thing. Didn't. You can also follow the Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. That's where the poll will be, where you can vote on the cape situation. You can go over to iTunes, give this shit a 5-star review, say 5 out of 5 capes, would cape, love to cape. That would be great.
Cape Life.
Cape mate.
5 out of 5 would cape.
Cape Nation.
Cape Nation.
Hashtag Cape Nation. Stay tuned. Don't forget. I don't know, capes, man. Bye.
Cape.
Hello, it's Ciaran here from the Explosion Network, and this be your ad read from May 2018. If you're a fan of top 10 lists, then boy oh boy do we have a show for you that does just as well as BuzzFeed, WatchMojo, IGN, or anywhere bloody else, to be perfectly honest, but in about half the time. Top 5 with Nick is currently airing in its first season, and the season's theme is video games. We love video games here at the Explosion Network. Join Nick and 2 guests every fortnight as they break down topics like launch games, gaming peripherals, and first-person shooters. Explosion Network's bulletin board, Older on Explosion, is back this month. Join Dylan and guests for 3 episodes from May 11th in lead up to Solo. Oh, it's coming! It's so close! If you're watching Westworld Season 2 at the moment, make sure you follow us over at twitch.tv/Explosion Network for Bevanworld. Our weekly recap and discussion about Westworld. Find it all on our Twitch channel, and once again, twitch.tv/Explosion Network, or over at our YouTube, youtube.com/Explosion Network. Have a fantastic May.